Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to J. Larone Presents, where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female effery. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope y'all enjoyed the solar eclipse on Monday. All right, but looks like everything's back to normal. Um, looks like we had a total, I guess, eclipse over Texas where it just got pitch black dark. And then after that, it rained. And we had thunderstorms out the ass Monday afternoon, man, after that eclipse here in Dallas. Crazy. Stormed all night. And then we had a little bit today while, early, around noon, 11, 12, 1 o'clock it rained. It's been a mess. That solar eclipse brought in some rain. And then we're supposed to get some more rain tonight into tomorrow, I think. So yeah, it's crazy. But like I said, I hope you guys got a chance to see it. And I think the next one is gonna be in 20 more years, but it's gonna cover another part of the United States and all that. But anyway, let's get into the nonsense. All right. Got a video here from Pink Book Lessons, right? This is a guy who is he wants to put himself on child support, but he's not the baby daddy. Right, he's been dating this chick for 5 years. He knows that the child is not his. He signed the birth certificate when the child was born. Right now, they've broken up. He wants to be able to still come around and see the kid, but she don't want him to. So so he wants to put himself on child support so he can be able to see the child. Right, he wants to have, I guess, joint custody or something like that. But he's not the daddy. So the mom, put a case on him, I think a temporary restraining order or something like that. But anyway, this is a hot mess. So let's go ahead and get into it so you guys can get the full effect of what's happening here. All right. So yeah, this is a hot mess. Because any other time, what dude is going to want to put himself on child support voluntarily when the child is not his, right? This is crazy. But you guys got to hear this. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Please like, subscribe, share. That helps the channel grow. All right. Fair use, fair use.
So the reason why we are here is not because the court or the state filed against me. It's because I wanted to put myself on child support. Now, I understand that I'm not the biological father, sir. When that child was born, sir, I was in the hospital present, sir. I signed his birth certificate, sir. He carries my last name. The real biological father was nowhere to be found. But my name is on his birth certificate.
That doesn't matter, sir, because you and the mom or you or whoever did it and not in conformity with the laws of the state of Texas. I can put my name on that birth certificate. That doesn't make me dad. Okay, it doesn't.
Now I want y'all to hear what the judge just said. He said because he put his name on the birth certificate, it's not legal. Is what the lawyer's saying, right? I mean, what the judge is saying. The judge is saying it's not legal for him to put his name on the birth certificate, knowing that he's not the biological father. Now, keep that in mind.
So why is it that 5 years later, I just don't understand, why is it 5 years later he wants to say now, if this was the case, why did this happen when he was born? Why does it have to happen 5 years later when I try to put myself on child support to see my son? This is crazy.
Today we have an insane case of paternity fraud, and usually when we hear about paternity fraud, it's a woman lying to a man saying that he's the father of her child. But in this case, the state is alleging fraud. The man who was in court, he's saying that he was not lied to and he knew the whole time the child wasn't his. 5 years. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and roll it from the top.
As in the interest of Granados' minor child, not considered party being Philip Richard Alexander Granados, considered party being Alexia Hannah Updike, in this matter before the court on the original petition to see the second parent child relationship with and the knowledge of paternity. Court has taken judicial notice of the court file. Note for the record that both parties were previously served in January of 2024. So both parties are properly before the court in conformity with the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure. So at this time, I ask the state friend open to tell the court what the state's requesting and what you understand agreements and contests to be at this time. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state is requesting DNA testing in this case. The state's alleging fraud. Both parties have admitted that Mr. Granados was not the child's father. However, Mr. Granados has indicated he would not cooperate with DNA testing, so the state is also asking if the court would consider allowing the child's father, our alleged father, to participate in DNA testing. He indicated a willingness to cooperate, but was not able to attend today. The state is also requesting the appointment of an ad litem for the child going forward. There have been multiple convictions for assault family violence in this case. Mr. Granados recently pled guilty to harassment in February of this year. Those are all Bell County cases, and I don't think it's in the child's best interest to have possession or access going until we can get an attorney for the child.
And possession access with the actual biological father or the alleged biological father, Mr. Granados?
Mr. Granados.
He's still asking for access and visitation?
Yes, Your Honor.
So excuse me, Your Honor.
No. You do not get to interrupt until I tell it's okay for you to speak, sir. Okay, this is a court of law. She's up, and you'll get a chance to speak in a moment in your own behalf. But first things first.
The judge said, "Oh no, there will be order in this court. You are not about to come in there creating chaos like what you've done in your own lives." This guy right here on the right, he was dating the child's mother while she was pregnant. When the baby was born, he signed the birth certificate. He was there at the hospital, but he wasn't the child's father, and he knew it. Fast forward 5 years, he's been a play dad in this child's life, the only person this child saw as his father, but now their relationship is over, and he's still attached to this child. He went to the child support office and attempted to place himself on child support. The mother filed some paperwork, said that he was stalking her, which allowed her to get an open case on him and basically get the court on her side. It also doesn't help that they both know that he is not the biological father of this child. He did sign that birth certificate, but because the mother doesn't want him to be the father, they won't put him on child support and they won't give him visitation. Yeah, that's what's going on here. It's just a hot ghetto mess.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and you say the mother is present, but the alleged real biological father is not. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else in your opening where I can allow Mr. Granados the opportunity to speak?
Your Honor, just if we do any orders today, I'd request non-disclosure for Ms. Updike's information.
All right, good enough. All right, Mr. Granados, your turn.
All right, I'm sorry about this, sir.
That's okay. I know you're not.
Now listen to this BS, right? It's crazy, man. It's like Pink Book said, you got to stop simping, man. I mean, I know you've been in the kid's life for 5 years. Why would you put your name on the support? I mean, on the birth certificate if you know you're not the father. Now that's the dumb thing. I can understand 5 years you're attached to the kid, but you know you're not the daddy, and you know that by putting your name on the birth certificate, if they really wanted to. If the woman said, "Hey, yeah, he's the father," they could hit you up, but it's dumb. It's stupid.
My name is Philip Granados. Nehemiah Granados. Right. So the reason why we are here is not because the court or the state filed against me. It's because I filed for myself. I wanted to put myself on child support. Now I understand that I'm not the biological father, sir.
You big dummy.
This guy's in desperate need of simp intervention. Like I said years ago, simping is a mental illness and should be recognized as such. He's been brainwashed by the feminist Jezebels and the other simps to believe that stepping down to take care of another man's seed is somehow honorable, and he should be praised for it. That's why he's emphasizing he filed the paperwork on himself to pay child support for a child he is fully aware doesn't belong to him. The woman here did not trick this man. He already knew dealing with a pregnant woman. And now he's wanting kudos or extra favor in court because he was raised in this feminist society to believe that he's somehow the good guy for being a fool.
Yep.
And I understand that I have a history with, I have a past, but since 2018, of November 20th of 2018, when that child was born, sir, I was in the hospital present, sir. I signed his birth certificate, sir. I I took that upon myself. He carries my last name. The real biological father was nowhere to be found. The mother of the child, she let me, claim him and take him under. Sir, biologically he's not my child, but I love that little. There's nothing that I would not do for him, and this is the reason why we're here now, because there's guys out here who don't do for the kids, and I understand that I've made stuff and I've done stuff in the past, but I can't nobody tell me that my son that I
Okay.
can't, and
Here's another simp tactic. They think going along with Jezebel against another man is going to somehow give him grace and honor. The truth is, you have no legal right to this child. Nada. And guess what? Let me show you how this works. Now the state is trying to say you're the fraud. Of course, they will never say the woman with 100% rights to this child is at fault for anything. She gave her child the last name of a man she knew wasn't his father. And these other Jezebels and flamingos will clap it up and congratulate her for being able to make a fool out of you. Because that's what he is, a fool. Willingly going along with this, giving her financial benefits, and when she's tired of using you as the play daddy, she can call the court and tell them he's not the real father. And guess what? You're not the father. It's the truth.
All right, here's this,
crazy to me.
sir. I got to cut you off here for a moment, sir. I do have to cut you off. Here's the deal, sir. If you're not that child's biological father, there is nothing I can do about that, sir, because you and she did not get you to be the child's father properly, which means by adoption. If you're not bio dad, then the only way that you could be that child's father if you went through a legitimate adoption, sir. Otherwise, it's not done. It can't be done, sir. If you're not dad, then, because the other father wasn't noticed and done properly, there's nothing I can do about that, sir. I'm looking at having to order DNA tests. If you're not dad, you're not dad, and you're not entitled to have any rights as a father, sir.
But my name is on his birth certificate.
That doesn't matter, sir, because you and the mom, or you or whoever did it, and not in conformity with the laws of the state of Texas. I could put my name on that birth certificate, but that doesn't make me dad. Okay, it doesn't.
So why is it that 5 years later? I just don't understand. Why is it 5 years later she wants to say now? If this was the case, why did this happen when he was born? Why does it have to happen 5 years later when I try to put myself on child support to see my son?
He's wondering why is the biological father being brought up now and not 5 years ago? You're the one who went out buying diapers and clothes and everything else for another man's child, but you can't buy a clue. Obviously, the biological father is now in cahoots with the mother. The mother says she don't want you around anymore. She's telling you to get out the picture and get lost. So what does she do? She called up her real baby daddy to get him to cooperate with the court against you. Just how you cooperated with her against him for years. And guess what? When they're done pushing you out the picture, they're about to come after him next. See, because she's been only using you this whole time just to get at him.
Okay, here's the deal, sir. I don't know why, but the bottom line is that's not your son. If you're not the biological.
I'm sorry, do you hear me?
Yes, sir. If you're not the biological father, that's not your son.
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he is my son.
No,
he is my son.
I'm not legally. He's not your son, sir. I'm not going to argue with you about it. Okay, I know what the law is, and you're making
that's fine.
An emotional argument that doesn't have any basis in Texas law. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Well, can't nobody tell me that he's mine or he's not mine. So that's fine.
Well,
thank you.
Can't nobody tell you.
And you don't want to take a DNA test? Is that correct, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, then, sir. I'm going to go ahead and, well, first off, sir, you just told the court in a live courtroom that you're not dad. All right?
I am dad. I never said I am dad.
I'm sorry. Sorry. You just told the court that you're not the biological father. Is that correct, sir?
I mean, what do you want, a DNA test?
Yes, sir.
I'm not giving a DNA test. I'm his dad. I'm his daddy. He's never known of anybody else.
Why you ask if you want a DNA test, but then you say, "Oh no, I'm not giving a DNA test." Man, this dude is stupid.
Biological dad knew about him and didn't want to do it.
Here's the deal, sir. I'm finding at this point that there's inconclusive evidence that you are the father. I'm going to go ahead and allow DNA testing for the alleged father and the child and the mom. I'm not going to accept any orders making a finding that you are the child's biological father at this point, because I've got no evidence, sir, to the effect that you are the biological father. And until I get evidence one way or the other, yay or nay, I'm not going to set up anything. I'm going to keep everything as is. I'm not going to order visitation, child support, anything along those lines. until I get a DNA test from either you or the real dad, or the alleged biological father, where the court can proceed under the laws of the state of Texas as far as what I can do for a biological father. So at this time, sir, if you want to go out and hire your own lawyer and file any type of counter you wish, you can go out and seek such at this time, sir. But the bottom line, sir, right this time, I'm making a finding that the child is not your, I'm sorry, based on your testimony, I'm going to say that the child, that the court has sufficient reason to believe that the child is not your biological child. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the court-ordered DNA test, and you can participate in that testing if you want. But I'm definitely going to go ahead and order it for the mom, the child, and the alleged biological father. And like I say, if you want to participate, you can. But otherwise, that's going to be the court order, and I'll ask the state to prepare that.
So if I don't participate, then what happens?
What's going to happen, sir? The real dad will participate, and if it comes back he is the biological father,
Sir?
I will find that he's the biological father and proceed with child support, visitation, and so forth and so on with the real bio dad.
Okay. So if the real biological father, if he says that, what happens? I don't understand what's next. Do I need to hire an attorney, or what if I don't take the DNA test? What's going to happen?
Nothing's gonna happen, Pookie Pablo. This baby is not yours. Go on with your life. Find a wife and have legitimate children that are really yours. That's what you do.
Okay, sir. I can't speculate what's going to happen. I can tell you, I'm ordering the DNA test, and whoever comes back as bio dad is the one that will get the court order, sir. And if you want to do something different, you need to go seek your own legal advice from a licensed attorney, sir.
This is crazy. Well, at least I tried. For 5 years I tried, and can't nobody else say that. Can't nobody ever say that I raised a kid that wasn't like, come on now, bro. This is crazy. But okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you. And I will be having an attorney. Thank you.
No, I don't feel sorry for Pookie
Now he's
Pablo.
gonna get an attorney.
Luckily, in this case, the law worked indirectly to protect this fool. He's really up here trying to get sympathy for signing up to take care of another man's baby. He's like, what's going to happen now? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The biological dad is about to enter the picture, and you're getting tossed out. I'm just saying.
Stop it. Get some help.
And crashing out over another man's seed is wild.
All right, yes, sir. Go talk to your own. Again, I can't give you legal advice, sir, and you need to talk to your own counsel. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Hubbard, do the order.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and amend the pleadings to include who the alleged father, the real bio father is, and the court will find that the father did. He wasn't under oath, but he did come before the court and admitted, the person that did the LP admitted that he was not the biological father. So based on that, I'm gonna go ahead and grant that DNA testing, and let's get this done. And let's go ahead and appoint that item. So let's go ahead and appoint Ms. Garcia.
Your Honor, Ms. Garcia was representing him in one of his criminal matters.
Okay, and Ms. Garcia's out. Then let's go ahead and go with let's see who's next. All right, let's go with Mr. Brimhall.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, is the mom still here?
I am still here. I'm present.
All right, Ms. Updike, you don't have to turn your video over. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
I swear.
All right, then, ma'am. You've heard the discussions that have been going on. Is it your testimony today that the AOP was not done correctly? That the person that's listed in the AOP that just left the courtroom is not the biological father of this child?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And the state has the name of the real biological father?
Yes, sir.
And the state's telling the court that he will go ahead and do the DNA testing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the state's going to prepare an order for such, ma'am, and I've given the child a lawyer. So the child's lawyer's name is Isaac Brimhall. And if you have any questions about anything going forward, you can contact him. But remember, ma'am, he's not your lawyer; he's your child's lawyer, and he's going to do what's in your child's best interest. And I'm unfortunate for the gentleman that was in here. It's in the best interest of the child that the real father be named the father and not somebody. You can't commit. You can't do. I'm not gonna call it fraud.
Now look, the judge is up here.
Now you hear him saying he ain't gonna call it fraud, but earlier he said what they did was not legal. But now it's not fraud. which it definitely is.
Sipping too. He's refusing to call it what it is, talking about he's not going to call it fraud. It's fraud. That AOP previously submitted, it was all her idea because at the time she was trying to get at her baby daddy. Well, look at this form. Right here, it says it is a felony to falsify information on this document. The penalty for knowingly making a false statement on this form or signing a form which contains a false statement is 2 to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. False information was knowingly placed on that document and submitted, so why won't he call it fraud? And why isn't this lady being prosecuted for 2 to 10 years? Go ahead, we all know the answer.
Oh, you can't.
Right. And I just wanted to play that part right there because this is pretty much the end of it. But yeah, I mean, they can sit up and sign that APO, and they do it all the time. They do it all the time by putting men on child support or putting men on there as the biological father who are not the biological father, right? And we all know that's fraud, but they don't get in trouble for it then. And then they get up here and admit that they did it, and they still don't get in trouble. This shit don't make no sense, man. I'll tell you, these courts are not, they are not just. They are not. Is everything is going to be in favor of the woman though, because you see, she didn't get in trouble for admitting that she committed fraud. And when they go ahead and put men on these APOs who are not the father, and they know they're not the father, you know what I'm saying? But they make the guys believe that they are the father. They don't get in trouble for that either. Any way it goes, these women can sit up here and put men down as the father of a child that's not theirs, and they don't get in no trouble, whether they admit it or not. And this judge just sat up here and said, "Oh, we're not going to call it fraud," which, yeah, motherfucker, it's fraud. you, you can't win. You cannot win. And then you got this dude Garados who set up here knowingly put himself on there as the father. Simp, like it's straight simping. But like I said, a lot of these guys are programmed to think that that's the thing to do, to be honorable and take on a child that's not his, not knowing the ramifications of it, because that could have went totally left. If this dude would have had some money, I guarantee you she would have been trying to hit him up. They could have broken up. She could have said, well, he's been acting in a fatherly way. Everybody's seen it. He's on the child support. I mean, he's on the birth certificate. Everybody's seen that he's been taking care of my child for 5 years. My child even has his last name. And guess what? Child support. He'd have been paying out the ass if he had some money. But obviously, this dude ain't got no money. So, and plus, I guess he's got some criminal stuff behind him to where now she feels like he's a threat and she don't want him around. But like I said, if he had some money, she would have put him on child support and he'd have been screwed. Even though he wants to pay it or he wants to put himself on child support. I mean, like I said, it's stupid. It's asinine, but but that's the world we living in, man. This shit don't make no sense. But you guys, please drop some comments down below and let me know what you think. All right, it's your boy J. LaRone with J. LaRone Presents. Please like, subscribe, share. That helps the channel grow. You guys, please be good to yourself by all means. Let's be good to one another. I catch you in the next one.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
Jerry